Really? Can I not turn? Yeah, it's fine. Alright. Okay. Put that there. Come on. There we are. Oh, this is nice. This new stream thing, it's a wee bit laggy. I'll point that out, but nevertheless, they've always delivered in the end. It's this way. There we are. Okay, let's do this. Hold on. What the fuck? It's already scuffed. Oh lord, it's already scuffed. Ah, shit. Hold on. Stand by. So, they have updated the live stream thingamajig for that. Which means I can now see everything. I can even see the chat, which is, I think it's kind of cool. Ugh. You know, it's cool or whatever. Having fun. Alright. We are currently starting the stream, as always. You're probably wondering what I'm doing currently right now. Before I begin, I have to do a couple... Huh? Oh, what's up? Welcome. Hey, wait a minute, I know you. You were on one of my previous streams. Hi, welcome back. Is that better? You focusing? We doing the streaming thing? Good. How are you, mate? Welcome back. We're gonna be doing some Sky lore today. We're gonna dive deep into some lore and point out some things that people happened. Because if you don't know, and if you really don't know, the biggest event in Sky history just happened about a month ago. You know, but sorry, a year ago. There was the Aurora concert, and well, I kind of wanted to discuss that. I can fit like one more bullet in here, right? Like one more. Yeah, like one more. I'm good. Start off the new year. How are you? I'm alright. I could be better. You know, I just finished the whole Broken Dream series on my YouTube channel. That took a long time to do. Did a couple of Let's Plays here and there. I played through the entire game of Inscription on the Kansi channel. That was fun. That was really fun. And a lot of people are following me right now. Thank you, Army Fairy, for the follow. I feel like now that I'm getting back into streaming, I should start talking like one. Does that make sense? I don't know. I don't know if it does, because I barely know how to stream at all. Okay. Just hear me out on this, right? I know I'm not talking about Sky right now. I just want you to hear me out here, real quick. Imagine you are in a Nerf war, right? In your own house, and you're hiding behind a corner, and all you can hear from like down the hall is that is terrifying, and I love it. I love this thing. I got this from Goodwill for $2. $2 for this thing. An automatic Nerf Elite gun with an L mag that does this. It has an automatic mode. That's crazy. That's absolutely bonkers, my guy. I got this for a steal. Like an actual steal. Like I love this thing. I absolutely adore this thing. What was it doing? Oh, right, we're talking about Sky, aren't we? Oh, shit. We're talking about the amazing lore of Sky, Children of the Light. Man, where should we even start? I don't know. You know what? No. Let's go to our roots, all right? You guys know me, and I know you. Well, I don't know you, but you mostly know me, and I mostly sort of kind of know you. And we both know that I go crazy when it comes to Sky theories. I can't type it all out because my brain can't process that, but I can. Yeah. So, while I load my Nerf guns menacingly, $2, and it's a good continuation. That's crazy. What? Yeah. Is there stream delay? like how delayed is the stream right now? What am I on right now? What the fuck is that? Okay, let's turn that off. No stream delay? Oh, well, there is, because you responded to my message around 5 seconds later. So yeah, there is 5-second stream delay. But that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Because, as my great-great-grandfather once said, ow, my foot, ow, 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 stub my toe, ow, ow, ow. Very wise words. So, let's talk about the Aurora concert, alright? So, I was there for the rehearsal, like a concert before the concert. And then I saw the concert on the day, sleep deprived, at 2 o'clock in the morning. And then I saw it a third time on the day that there would be no more concerts, which was today. And I'm just going to point out some things that I feel like some other people should have pointed out. Alright? First up, the first song. We were in the middle of the ocean, and we see the Aurora spirit turning into different creatures. We can see that when she is inside a creature, it's just a normal-ass creature. It's just a normal-ass bird, or manta, or whatever, or a tree. But as soon as she left it, it immediately turned black and got covered in dark. Like dark water. Like it basically just melted into mushroom soup. So, does that mean every single dark mushroom, black plant, anything related to dark plants is all just decayed dead bodies that have no light in them? That sounds like a pretty good idea. That makes sense. Although, that would mean... Actually, that makes perfect sense, because you barely see any of it by, like, Prairie or in Isle of Dawn. But you see tons of it near Hidden Forest with the Dark Rain, and some of it more in Golden Wasteland. And then you just see none of it in the vault. So, thinking about that, thinking of it that way, it makes sense. Which means, kind of begs the question, what died? Answer. I don't know. But I have all of you guys here, so Maybe we can figure it out together. What does that say? Ever My Fairy? Is that how you say your name? Ever My Theory. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to this very crazy son of a bitch stream. What made you want to come here? I don't know. And then personally, I don't really care. Hey, check out this. Check out this one. Look, okay. This is a Nerf dart. Look at it. It's about around the size of my index finger. It's a standard Nerf dart. Look at this monstrosity. This is the size of a shotgun shell. It's crazy. I shot it earlier today, and it went like 30 feet from this thing, from this teeny tiny. I'm keeping this. This is going in my personal collection. What was I talking about? Oh right, Nerf. Sky. I'm talking about Sky. You did the concert twice. We had to be thorough about it, right? It was a first time, and none of it really processed in your head, so you had to see it a second time. Makes sense. Also, let's talk about song number 3. I think. Probably song number 3. Where we see in Golden Wasteland all of those soldiers fighting off mantas. Why? Why is that? Why was the mantis attacking in the first place? More importantly, can we just try to process together what Aurora even is? Like, yeah, we all know she's a singer, she likes to sing, but in Sky lore, she's like a god, right? Like apparently, like, people are like, oh no, she's not a god, she's just someone, you know, she just exists. Let me tell you this. Have we ever seen any of the humanoids in this game ever manipulate reality to her will, send people to space, change the landscape around her to her will, turn other humanoids into animals, bring animals into existence and then kill them immediately, show past events out of thin air, and can just, you know, casually bring people to the afterlife. I have a theory, right? Now, people have seen many of these theories. They've all been saying that Aurora is the Mega Bird. Now, if you don't know what the Mega Bird is, if you beat the game, and I mean if you fully beat Sky, and you don't skip past the credits, at the very end, if you go all the way to the end of the credits, you can see that the entire universe, every planet, every galaxy, is made up of one gigantic yellow-looking bird. And everyone's saying that Aurora is that bird because you can hear her voice coming throughout the entire galaxy. And as soon as we zoom out towards it, you can see it slowly, you know, fading off. Like we're getting further away from the bird. And that is a pretty good theory. Like, it's pretty solid. It's just missing one thing. That bird ain't moving. You're not seeing any movement. Not even slight movement of its wings flapping or its head moving. It is a still concrete statue. Which begs the question, why? It's because it's dead. Now, if you don't know, I did a little research on this, and apparently there is a god. I forgot the name of it. But apparently, this god, when it died, it was so huge and massive that its dead body created the entire universe. What if there was this cosmic bird that existed before all things existed, and when it died, it created the entirety of the sky universe. And its soul, its remnant spirit, like we've been seeing throughout the game, turned into Aurora. Done. Boom. There's my theory. Go on, fools. Share with me right now. Give me the best reason why that isn't a good theory, and then I will overrule it with my expertise and definite wiseness about this game. Go on. Try me. Can't stop me. Too powerful. Yep. Yeah, that's right. I can't tell if you're typing out your response or you're just lacking. Probably both. Now that is terrifying. Sorry, I'm thinking right now. 100% lacking. Got him. Got him. Got him. Stupid. You can't stop me. My theories are too good. You don't know Skylore? What the frick frack have you been doing? You have been a part of my Twitch channel for like the past year. You came here around, I think March, I don't know. And you've been watching my Sky streams of me playing Sky this entire time. Where have you been? Have you not played Sky yet? Out of all of the Sky streams I've played here, now how many you've showed up for? September? Okay. Well, that, yeah. For all the Sky streams you've showed up for, of all the gloriousness and amazingness that have come out of those streams, are you telling me you have not stopped down and played Sky yet? Really? Are you kidding me, my guy? Are you joking? It's a free game. You have played Sky. Okay, you have. Okay. Then why have you not thought about this world yet? You can clearly see ruins of buildings wherever you go. Fallen ships sunken in the sand. Literal flying mantas and jellyfish all over the place. Have you not questioned any of this? You had to have at least a thought. You had to at least have like a thought go by. At least once. Or twice. Or everything else in between. Like come on, think about it. Like you're collecting all these spirits of all of these things and showing your thought was only for Valley? Oh, Valley. Okay. We can talk about Valley. What do you want to know? Because I can help you out with it. Valley has different races and stuff. Valley. What do you want to know? Because there's a lot of things in Valley. There's the... What's that called again? There's the Village of Dreams area. There's that gigantic, huge flying area with the floating rings and stuff. You saw that? That was crazy. There's the whole thought that this entire city was built around these two different types of humanoid beings racing for money and for pride. To think that the whole reason these two elders created this whole living area was not for, like, you know, showing, not for, like, money or compassion or whatever. All of these people built all these different machines and created all these different things just to compete for stuff. Just that. For some reason, they never told why. Ever. Like they made flying boats. They made gigantic, huge compasses that could like tell the time of day just looking at it. They created like moving platforms and invented all this shit just for competing and stuff. Is mind-boggling to me. That is crazy. But like it's weird because if you really think about it, Valley is like really well maintained. Like, yeah, sure, some of the bridges and stairways are underneath the snow, but like most of the buildings are intact. Like a lot of them are intact. Almost like they've built up this place so well that it just contained itself in pristine condition. That's kind of cool, actually. Huh. Pretty cool. Oh, shit, right. So remember, so of course you don't remember. I'm just talking to my regular ass audience and I post this on YouTube. Do you remember when I did those theories on the birds of sky? How I pointed out that if you like look closely at the birds in sky, they don't even look like birds. They just kind of look like weird blobs that sprout wings out of thin air. And they hover. They don't have feet. They just hover above the ground before taking flight. And some of them don't even look like birds. They just have like a shape of a paper airplane. Well, I've recently been informed, according to the official lore of Sky, by the developers, that game company officially said that the birds aren't birds. They're origami birds. Which means I called it. I called it. They aren't birds. I called it. I told y'all. I told y'all that they weren't birds, and y'all just spit it back at me. Oh, it's just game design or whatever. And I told you that they didn't do this because of game design. It was intentional because it was part of the lore, and y'all didn't believe me. And guess who's laughing now? Guess who's laughing now? It's me. I'm laughing. I'm not laughing now. I'm laughing eternally because I was right. I was right. They aren't birds. They're just origami birds. And you know what I also did? I also pointed out the butterflies. The butterflies don't look like butterflies. If you look at them, like actually look at the model of them, it's just two wings attached to a little light crystal, which means they're not butterflies. They're light crystals with wings that resemble butterflies. And y'all told me that that's also just game design. That's just what they look like. That's just the design for butterflies. Until, if you really think about it, what if the Elder, the Daylight Prairie Elder, whatever the frick frack his name is, the big boy, the jar man himself, made butterflies? I mean, it makes sense. You saw him do it. You saw him clasp his hands together like this, and a butterfly magically flew out of thin air. He's the one who made them. I mean, if we really think about it, the big jars of butterflies and the light candles are probably just all batteries, right? Like, they're just gigantic batteries for all the machines people are creating or whatever. Being able to carry these little light crystals with wings and they just fly around and give people energy wherever you go, that is awesome. That is actually amazing because Because it makes sense, right? Because if you're in a society where your core, your little soul, is powered by light, you would want to have light wherever the frick frack you go. So having things like, flying light batteries that, go towards living life if they see it and give them energy, that's pretty good. So yeah. The butterflies are just creations made by the Elder to give people batteries so they don't have to carry around jars wherever they go. They can just, call to them and they get energized instantly. That's what butterflies are. Flying batteries. Boom. It makes sense. You may hate me for it, but I'm spitting straight facts. I'm right. Sorry, I just did my hair. Alright, listen. I have more theories, alright? I'm not done yet. I was in the Discord server channel for the official Sky Children of the Light Discord. And one person brought up a really good point that I wanted to share, alright? They said that each realm has its own elder. The sky has the old man. The isle has it as like an old man. The prairie elder has big boy. The forest has the long-haired fella. The valley has those two twins. The golden wasteland, which is supposed to be, a wasteland, still has an elder of that gigantic knight or chief or whatever. Even the Valley Elder has an elder, and even the frickin' not Valley, Vault. Even the Vault has an elder. Why doesn't Eden have an elder? Well, if you look at the top of each individual portal on the home island, you can see that at the top of the portal there's a little thing resembling a little bit of the elder. It has their signature eye glow and head shape. But if you look at Eden, you just see a diamond. Well, someone pointed out that what if that's the king? Now, I know that makes no sense. Like, elder, king, well, where the frick did you get king from? Well, someone showed some pictures of some concept art for the game and showed there was a seventh person, like a seventh leader, part of Eden, called the King. And if you look at the concept art, and then if you look at the portal for Eden, you can see a uncanny resemblance. Like the King has a diamond for a head, and then a gigantic large body with a cape. And if you look at the Eden portal, there's a diamond at the top and a huge doorway. The resemblance is uncanny. So, what happened to him? Like, what actually happened to the king? Because he's no longer around. When we go to Eden, there is no little shrine where we can sit down and be like, Alright, king, show me your thingamajig. There's none of that. The king is just not there anymore. Not even his spirit is there anymore. Why? Like, actually, why? And also, how? No king. Where is he? That's the question of the day. Where is he? Here's my thoughts. When you go to Eden, when you go into the Eye of Eden, you see in the very distance a huge, gigantic, glowing white diamond. The last, probably the source of all light in the world. And it's just there, out of reach. even if you do get past all of those red rocks and get all the way to the end, you still can't make it because the developers intentionally put a wind wall right there. So you can't even reach it. Why? I'm gonna tell you why. Because that gigantic, huge white diamond we see at Eden is the king. That's him. Well, not him exactly. Just like a huge version of it. Here's what I was thinking. So, let's think all the way back to my Sky timeline. All right, think all the way back to the Sky timeline. If you don't remember, I told you that these humanoids, I'm just gonna call them humanoids because they resemble humans, took so much light, absorbed it from the sky so much that it left behind a darkness so dark that it created these black creatures and infected light creatures to do its bidding. And it didn't want to be created. These dark creatures didn't want to live. So it took its anger out on the only thing it saw wandering around in its sight, the humanoids. And there goes the war. That was the whole war. That's when the war happened. And I said, in that theory, I said that the elders just basically abandoned everybody and locked themselves in the vault of knowledge to stay safe from the Krills. You know, wait for them to go away. And when they didn't, they just died in there. They just died of old age inside there. Which doesn't make any sense. Because if they all died in the Vault of Knowledge, how can you find their graves in their individual constellations? And a lot of people pointed that out to me, and I've been wanting to talk about it for a while because you're all right. It doesn't make any sense, but I didn't really have any backup for it until now, at least. Until now, they didn't go to Vault. Only one of them did, the Vault Elder, and left the Golden Wasteland Elder outside to protect him with his army. See, we're getting somewhere. All of the other elders stayed in their respective areas to, protect themselves and their people around them. And when the war eventually did break out, and all of these light creatures went to attack them, they couldn't stand a chance. You've seen Golden Wasteland. You've seen the spears and shields of people buried in the sand, and all the dark plants where their blood probably spilled all over the sand. You've seen that. You've seen in Hidden Forest, the once now gentle rain now rains dark water indefinitely until you restore it with your own light, in which only then all of the light dissipates and turns the rain just completely off. You've seen Prairie. And Prairie, you're probably thinking, oh, that's a peaceful place. Have you seen Sanctuary Islands? In Sanctuary Islands, there is still dark crabs wandering around, and there is still gigantic, huge-ass war machine whales just chilling in the background. You've seen Isle. If you go to that game company's YouTube channel and go see the Nintendo Switch trailer for Sky, you'll see a different version of Isle. It used to be covered in grass. It used to be bright. There used to be shops and things. It used to be a trade center for all the realms. And look at it now. It's just dust. All of the light has been sucked out of it. None of the realms stood a chance against the dark. Except one elder. The king. The king wanted to put a stop to it. He saw that all of the realms were dying. All the realms he probably gave these elders power to. The king needed to stop it. So he did the only thing that he probably knew how to do. He set off a bomb. Now, I know this is getting really stupid, and I know I'm probably just making up shit out of my ass, but hear me out here, alright? In Season of Shattering, and I know I'm getting to levels that you probably haven't seen before, but in Season of Shattering, there is a vision of the past, and it shows all of the elders surrounding this diamond, surrounding this huge diamond, the diamond that we see at the end of Eden, and we see them in the air backing away from it as it explodes. We see that the diamond is currently stopped mid-explosion as all of them are backing away from it. This has all been leading up to this theory. What if, in a vague attempt to save their world, they gathered the king, themselves, and all of the light they could find, put it into the king to try to turn him into some kind of super weapon? Because the king, from his concept art, looked like a pretty powerful guy. Like, that guy could probably snap his fingers and turn a krill to dust. All he needed was light. So all the others gathered all of their light together. They gathered the king. They surrounded him. They fused him with their light. But it was too late. The krills burst in. And the king, not being able to contain all this power inside of him, let it all loose. And it did do some good. All the elders did survive, mostly. Probably went back to the realms and died from severe wounds from all the krills and dark crabs and, you know, the gigantic ass explosion. And the king, well, he sort of survived. Kind of. He was able to contain all of the light inside of him as this gigantic ass diamond. He stopped himself from exploding further. And now he sits in the middle of the Eye of Eden, perpetually stopping himself from ending the entire world. And it's even scarier because the krills themselves are protecting this thing. You can't go and save the king anymore because all of these krills are surrounding it. It's surrounded by literal dark rocks raining from the sky. These dark creatures are stopping everything in your power to saving the king because they know if you do, you will not only give the world back its light, but you will also completely demolish all the dark creatures. And that is my sky theory. That is my sky theory. That is what the gigantic-ass diamond is in Eden. That is where all these dark creatures have been coming from. That is why in the Aurora concert, we see these guys fighting mantas. That is why all of these dark creatures exist, and that is why the elders actually aren't bad guys. Like, this entire time I've just been roasting the elders for being absolutely useless, but back in their heyday, they were pretty useful. They tried to save the frickin' world. But they couldn't. But they did. They did try, which is what matters. So that is why we are doing this journey. I mainly saw the ending of Sky to be not a good ending. Because you ultimately fail in your mission to get to the king, and then you have to reset the game all over again. But now I'm doing a little bit of a change of heart. Because I thought us going to Eden would die was just completely useless. Like, why are these elders leading us to Eden to save the world only to perish? That's not what they're doing. They're trying to lead us to the Eye of Eden to save the king, to release all of that light back into the world. That is our mission. But because of all of the darkness surrounding this thing, protecting it, we can't even get near it. It doesn't even matter how much winged light we have. We can't save him. We can't save him. Which leads me to my final Sky theory. The one that makes sense, but also doesn't make sense whatsoever. We are stuck in a time loop. Every single time we go to Eden, we go in, we get reborn, and we end up back in the same place we've always been in before. Every single time. But. Have you guys ever played Journey? If you don't know what Journey is, it's a prequel to Sky, basically. It's not really. It's an entirely separate game made by that game company that was made before Sky. In Journey, in that game, you play as a little person that resembles a Sky Kid. You go on the exact same journey of a Sky Kid, and when you eventually reach the end of the game, you too get reborn. But not really. You see, when you finish Journey, you get sent all the way back to the beginning. You get no rewards from it. You don't even get a praise from it. You just go all the way back to the beginning. But there is something you do. You see, the creatures of Journey, just like the people in Sky, used up all of the light in the universe to the point they themselves went extinct. Because there was no more light left. They even took the light from each other to sustain themselves. But they couldn't do it. Until they made us. They made a perpetual motion that every single time we reach the end, we give them a little bit more light left and then go back to the beginning to do it over and over and over again. Think about that. A dead race of humanoid people that was sustained on light, run out of it, and create a cycle, a time loop, if you will, to endlessly generate light until one day they can rise up back from the dead and be real. Doesn't that sound a little familiar? It's because it is. It's the exact same shit we see in Sky. We wake up in the Isle of Dawn. We gather things along the way. We gather light. We gather companions to go with us sometimes. Even if you're a solo player and you have no idea what the frick I'm talking about, you still gather light anyway. You gather winged light. You gather candle light. You gather those weird heart things from time to time. You gather other people's light for sometimes. The point is, you gather light. You gather a lot of it. And when you get to Eden, you don't make it. You get sent back to the beginning. To do it again. And again. And again. And again. But here's the thing. In Eden, you take the winged light you've gathered and shove it into dead Sky Kid statue corpses things in order to revive them to also continue the cycle along with you. Again and again and again. Which means, at some point, and I know they said that Season of Shattering was the last season of Sky, besides Season of Aurora, but at some point, there will be no more Sky corpses in Eden. One Sky Kid would gather so much light from his journey and gather so many Sky Kids together at once will just go to Eden and actually save the king. Actually go into that stopped explosion. Actually, revive the king. Let him explode and send light throughout the entire kingdom. And when that happens, that will be the true ending to Sky. No more dark creatures. Every single spirit is probably going to come back to life. Who knows? Maybe they will, maybe they won't. You won't know until it happens. And that is my final sky theory. Besides all the little ones. That was my main big one. The main huge one. That is that. That is our journey. That is our mission. To gather as much light to revive as many Sky Kids as possible. To eventually get one lucky coin toss to save the whole world. That is our mission. That is what the purpose of the elders and the spirits and everything is. That is the final sky theory. So dramatic. So cool. I'm so cool. Yeah. Did you like it? Did you like my sky theory? On my back. Did you like that? What was that? Was that a good finale to that? Did I cover everything? Did I bend to the will and hit the ground running? Did not make sense not to live for fun? The brain gets smart, but your head gets dumb. I did it. I've successfully done it. I have solved Sky Lore. And all you people in Sky Lore chat, I just want to tell you that you may type out your long responses. You may tell me your own theories, but you gotta admit, mine sounds better than yours because I can add flair to it. You can add flair to text. You can add flair to my face. Ow. Fuck. I thought it was someone coming back. On me, April. Nah. I'm just stamping my feet on the ground. Alright. For the rest of this Sky stream, for the last, what is this, 13 minutes, I'm just gonna talk about Nerf guns. Until, you know, someone comes here and wants to talk about Sky Lore. Like you. So go ahead. Talk. Let's see what you have to say. Because I can be here all day. All day I can be here. There's nothing in that. I can be here all day, mate. All day. Right here. Come at me, nerd. I know all of Sky Lore. Everything. I've been here long enough to know everything. I've explained the entirety of the Sky universe. I've explained who created it. I've explained how it was created. I explained everything inside it. I explained Eden. I explained the Elders. I explained all the unanswered questions. Probably most of them. I explained all the big ones. All the big ones I've explained. I don't know about the little ones, though. The little ones are still there. At the end, when we hug the lightless kid to get absorbed, I'm assuming that's... Okay. In Season of Shattering, when we see those flashbacks, the floor that we travel around in looks eerily similar to the end. To that end, where we go up to that lightless kid and hug him. It looks identical, even. I'm assuming that's just like a after-death hallucination of us being reborn into the world. Makes sense, right? Does that make any lick of sense? It's probably just like a after-death hallucination where we see the process of reincarnation, where we give this lifeless husk our soul and we become him. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I do not know how reincarnation works, but that's probably how it works. I don't know. Ugh, look at this baby. What do you think I should name this one? I'm thinking like a Steve. I think I should call this one Steve, right? This looks like... No. It's heavy. Like, it's not heavy like a Steve. It's more like a... No, not a Martha. I'm gonna call it George. This is George, everybody. Or Jorge. No, I'm calling it Jorge. This is Jorge. Oh, this is Jorge. Oh, hello. Anything else? We have about 9 minutes left until the stream ends. Got anything else you want to say? I mean, I've basically exhausted all of my thoughts on Sky, so if you want to say anything else, go ahead. Hold on a sec. Maybe the humanoids in Sky were just humans. I mean, that could be a possibility. They were literally just humans. But, I like calling them humanoids. Makes me feel alien. Yeah, I have absolutely no idea what to say. Now, I kind of exhausted all my theory juices. And now I can't theory anymore. You know, more people were supposed to show up to this stream. And then they didn't. So, yeah, I guess that happened. Guess I'll just post this as a Twitch VOD, and they'll have to watch it in their own time. Like they've done this entire time. Like, I'm honestly trying to think if I've missed anything. I don't think I have. Like, I think I've covered everything about Sky. The whole timeline. The actual good ending of Sky. All of the creatures, all of the elders, all the people. Everything. Like, I've actually covered everything. There's nothing left. And apparently, the season of Aurora, along with Season of Shattering, was the last 2 seasons of Sky, which means we're probably not going to get anything else for a really long time, until they decide to update Sky again and give us a season out of thin air. But until that happens, that's like, wow. That's it. Hmm. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I can't think of anything else. Hmm. Well, let me your thoughts in the comments below. I'm not talking to Twitch. I'm talking to my YouTube audience. All of these VODs are put onto a VODs channel called the Cake Zombie Plus VODs. You can go, you could just go on YouTube, look that up. It's basically my Twitch name, but with VODs added to it. You'll see it. You'll find it. Whatever. Uh, yeah, I guess stream over. Whoopee. Thank you all for watching. This has been the Cake Zombie Plus with his insane rambling and shit. And I guess I'll see you all when I see you. Peace. Goodbye.